Ayun, good morning, good afternoon, and gold evening sa lahat. Kamusta? Can you guys hear me all right? Loud and clear. Mic test, hello. Ayan. I'm still using my temporary mic. And pasensya na, it medyo delayed or late tayo sa stream. I'm still not yet full-time kasi. So, alright, gold afternoon, Elise. Okay, so ang ganda ng takbo ng week natin. We're ending the week strong and very green. Di ba? So, ang ganda ng port natin dito. And by the way, I'd like to thank everyone who has been adding and following me. Thank you, and welcome to eToro if you're new to eToro. And welcome to the global market, right? The new market for everybody. And thank you. Let's see. Ooh, ayun. Nag-4 na sa wakas. Yung average risk natin. Ayun, okay. One of the things na tawag ito, gusto ko i-clarify is itong public profile ko, like you see in the upper right dito, right? This is a public profile, right? And I created this account this is a very new account. Last July 2 pa lang yung ginawa to. And I created this account purely for public facing purposes, right? And also to join the popular investor program. And also at the same time, on top of that, but not the least, this is my investment account, right? I'll be adding funds monthly here. So, ilang araw na lang para mag-end yung month. We just have 9 days, right? 9 days. Or to be exact, 6 trading days, right? 6 trading days na lang tayo. And I plan to keep that average risk as low as possible, right? Unfortunately, to answer the repeating question ever since lumakas yung copiers natin, which hindi ko na-expect, right? But it happened. So thank you sa lahat ng nag-support and nag-copy so far. So what happens, like I said earlier, I opened this account July 2, right? And on that on that July month, and as you can see, the Trump indicator happened, right? So if we go back to my portfolio, you'd see the history way back, right? Change nyo lang yung sa drop down if you really want to see as far as a year ago. You'd see all of the public profiles sa eToro is you could actually go back and, check their history as far as 1 year, right? So going back to my account, what happened July, if we expand that, you see a lot of reds down here. Yeah. So, ayan, okay. So, I started, may oil pa. Maling position. So, I started like July 2, right? So, that day. And then, ayan, maganda yung takbo natin, right? Nag-TP pa ako dun I was playing on stocks, right? Which is basically because pang long term to, right? So, I was playing on stocks. And then, right, saan ba ito nag-start? Yeah. So, dito, I had to cut off here. Ano ba yun? Wait, parang nawala yung pulang-pula. Ayun. So, I had to close and cut off these, right? These trades. Kasi nga, ito yung time na nag-trade wars and a lot, right? And if you can see, I'm long biased, right? Especially on stocks kasi this is long-term investment, right? Mid to long-term actually yung profile ko. Or I'm trying to practice that. Hindi tayo expert, like super, super expert or guru, but we're trying our best to learn. And, dun pa din tayo papunta, right? So, unfortunately, I had to cut our losses, right? And we did exactly the right thing. Because if I haven't, by that time, if you check, uh, majority of the stocks in the U.S. during that time, these big guys here like Facebook, Apple, and everything, especially Amazon, ito yung pinakamalaking catalyst ko. They were going down, like really, really going down hard, right? So I had to cut losses, ayun. So that happened, right? Now on August, we're trying to recover as much as we can, and now supposedly mag-apply na sana ako ng popular investor this month, right? But unfortunately, I didn't realize na they would also look at the max risk, right? Ito, as you can see, on August, at some point, I did reach 8, which I didn't realize. I think I miscalculate ko. And it's my first time, managing below or trying to manage my risk below 6, right? And as you can see sa mga na-share ko sa group chat natin sa Facebook and sa Discord, yung risk natin sobrang laki, right? Actually, most of the time in my private account, it's always near 9 and 10, right? That's the risk factor. If you want to know more about it, you could actually just over your mouse in any profile or even your profile or in the help pages, right? And then click more dito. And then you will find a detailed explanation of, the risk factor or the risk score. And now, basically, yung kulang na lang natin to join that popular investor as a cadet, right? That's the first step. Is to maintain the risk factor as low as 6. And to answer the question recently dito sa Facebook group page natin asking if it's from the real account or public account, that's from the real account but yung high risk natin. Kaya hindi siya nag-show up dito. Although I'm using the same concept, the same strategy, the same strategy, minor difference, time frames, right? So if we go back here sa gold natin, right? I'm using obviously 1 to 15 minutes and my swing strategy. This is my day strategy, right? Kumbaga sa high time frames. The 1 to 15 minutes. On my is just in case hindi siya mag-hit dito, which happens almost every day, right? Kasi we're not perfect, right? We don't 100% predict or could see where it's going, right? So when that happens, right? When that happens, hindi siya mag-hit sa 1 to 15 minutes, right? As much as possible. Then we switch and hindi siya nakasave dito. I'll just quickly change this. We switch to a much later time frame, which is maximum kanina is 50 minutes, right? So we start with 30 and then 45 and tapos 1 hour, right? And the last one would be 1 day, right? You'd see that you try to look for it, but as much as possible, we don't want to keep any positions sa high risk ko, right? The one that I am sharing to everybody every day sa day trading and every time I stream online right now is my strategy about or around my 1 to 15 minute or El Rapido minute strategy natin, right? As what we call it sa group. So, yun. So, again, 1 to 15 minutes time frame, and this will answer some of the questions I've been asked recently. 1 to 15 minutes, right? But then if it doesn't happen there because we're not perfect, right? We go to the 30 to 50 to 60 minutes, so 30 on an hour, right? To confirm your strategy. So basically, why we look at those, right? Kasi 'di ba, merong tanong, right? When do you when do you ano tawag ito, ideally cut your losses, right? That's entirely dependent on you, right? Kasi at the end of the day, meron tayong mga qualifications or requirements. Kumbaga, right? For example, let me mention a few. Kasi yung strategy natin, we we would like to design it, right, as much as possible na mag-fit sa profile natin. Meaning to say, if you can't sit down for like 3 to 4 hours straight, or not, you don't really need to sit down, but in front of your monitor, right, and then monitoring your trades, right? If you can't do that like 4 to 6 hours a day, then by all means tweak your strategy, like adjust it based on your situation, based on your requirements. Yun yung tawag natin sa requirements, right? Or checklist. Kaya nga meron tayong strategy to set our limits, to set our standards, to set then basically everything, right? Entry point, budget, right? Finances natin, right? The risk appetite, yung mga tinatawag nating, yung dami nagtatanong magkano ginagamit mo mag-buy-in dito, or you know, when to cut loss, when to stop loss, right? Maganda magamitin yung trailing. Yeah. So ano ba yung TP na ideal? Mga ganong tanong, actually, it's all on you, right? Dapat kayong makakasagot nun kasi they're all dependent on your strategy, right? So I really highly discourage everybody to like answer those questions directly with a yes or no, or if somebody asks na magkano yung take profit or TP natin, and somebody just asks like this specific number or price point, right? And tapos yung tanong na magkano yung buy amount or sell amount, or in other words yung trade amount natin, and somebody asks this specific answer right away, no, please don't. I highly discourage it kasi that will just mislead the others, especially the newbies na wala pang idea how the system works, right? And the goal, again, is to find that strategy, di ba, na mag-fit sa profile nyo, sa meaning sa situation nyo, sa budget, right? Sa trabaho nyo, di ba? Kasi everybody is still working on their day jobs or night jobs, right? And we want to learn as much as possible. And then, of course, how we could learn is by applying it, right? On the virtual, right? So yeah, so please, what especially sa mga classmates natin, bagito classmates, right? In Discord, who's actively been participating so far, we're so happy about it. Together with the admin team, shout out to Bensky and Glenn Disoyo, that ang dami nang co-converse, right? Nagtatanong, nag-share ng insights, what they think. Nobody here in our group is a quote-unquote guru, right? Or an expert, right? Everybody here is a student. That's why classmates tawagan natin, right? Because we're on the same classroom. We're still learning, everybody, and every day, sharing tayo ng knowledge natin as much as we can, of course, right? But of course, you can't expect everybody to, open up right away. So that's why, hinay-hinay. And, don't rush it, right? As much as possible, wag kayong ma-FOMO, right? So I hope I answered a few questions there about yung mga recent questions, right? One of the things that tawag ito, gusto kong pag-usapan while waiting for an entry point here. Um, and by the way, this stream will be really, really short today because I'm running out of time. So I'm sorry. But to compensate about the Jan, I will update the live streaming schedule later. And then I'll add a few days next week, right? Para mas marami tayong streaming time next week. You could, by the way, see the schedule I plotted sa Facebook group natin, sa Team eToro. Sa yung close group, by the way. Andun yung events. And yeah, andun yung events, and please check the actual schedule and then para you could adjust also and plot your schedules kasi marami tayong responsibilities, right? Iba-iba yung responsibilities natin sa buhay, di ba? So this week, this is my last stream, right? So August 22, by next week, may dalawang schedule ako nakaplot, but I'll add one more day and on the following months also, so September, October, and until the end of the year. So yeah. Anyway, going back. So one of the other questions also is, and I think somebody asked this, sa Discord. Saan ba to? If I think I'm so bad with names, by the way, so pasensya na po if hindi ko ma-remember yung pangalan niyo paminsan-minsan, and I talk to a lot of people, so pasensya na. Anyway, somebody in our someone in our classroom sa day trading sa Discord channel asked me and suggested how about we talk about this question dito sa stream natin today is how did I overcome getting FOMO, right? Short answer is I haven't completely overcome that yet, right? Kasi it's so hard, right? Kasi tao lang tayo, right? When we are a big meatball of emotion, kumbaga, right? And if you noticed, right, if you try to look at the higher level, kumbaga, in your life, 80 to 90%, or for some 100%, are all emotional, right? Based on emotions, right? And we try to be as logical as we can be, sometimes or majority of the time, but unknowingly, right, unconsciously, you're actually doing it based on your emotions. And trust me when I say this, it happens almost every day, right? And if we apply that dito sa sa trading, this is basically what's happening, right? So you get FOMO'd, ang daming mga qualification or other names for getting FOMO. For example, here's a few, right? For example, sa strategy natin, one of the things that could be part of your strategy is to set a specific limit of number of trades or earnings, right, every day. And I'm not saying this should be part of your strategy, right? But it could be, right? Especially for newbies, which I actually recommend, right? Setting a specific amount in your virtual, by the way, since you're practicing still. For example, let's say for a starting account, let's just say I'll keep it within $20 to $30 a day, right? As my target, right? So when I'm trading, so tapos na tayo mag-trade, and when we start mga 10 p.m. onwards, right? Tapos nag-trade na tayo, ayun, boom, suddenly, nakasakay tayo. Like for example here, if we actually bet here, right? Nag-trade tayo dito, nag-position, tumaas lahat, right? And then yung leverage ginamit was times 50, boom, na-hit agad diretso yung 50 na parang limit mo, right? So, and then you have your strategy, right? Yung checklist mo, nakalagay doon, stop trading when you hit 50 on your daily target. But then, you're thinking, uy, it's still 10 p.m., right? Or 10 a.m. US time, and I have a lot of hours pa ahead of my day to trade, right? To earn more, right? The word is more, right? And who here doesn't want to earn more, di ba? Tayo lahat, di ba? Kaya nga andito tayo, we're studying how to trade effectively, not perfectly because nobody's perfect, right? Um, and to be proficient at it, tapos, and profiting from it basically at the end of the day, di ba? So what usually happens when that happens, di ba? Anyone, majority of us would definitely continue trading and ignore our strategy. And that right there, my friends, is getting FOMO, right? You were, natakot tayo. Not really like fear directly, but indirectly connected to it because you're missing out, right? You think that you could probably gain more. But then, since emotional na, nag-start na ng emotion based yung decision mo to move forward and trade more, most of the time, you your positions, you trade carelessly, and yun, nagsa-successive na based on emotions na yung trades mo. Right? So, it's hard, right? At the end of the day, sobrang hirap. Because we're all humans. Unless, you're a psychopath or yung mga, may medyong challenge sa emotions and mind. And there are people like that who could easily turn their emotions off, right? Like cold blood math, kumbaga, or cold, cold math calculations, mga ganon, right? So, if to answer that question again, how did I overcome getting FOMO? I did a little bit, slowly and surely, Then the answer for me is actually by practicing every day and following your own strategy that you wrote by yourself, right? That you set by yourself. And like I said earlier, you set your strategy based on your profile, right? Based sa specifications nyo. By following those, right, to the letter, follow it to the letter, then you should be on the right path, right? And this is the hardest part of being a trader, right? Or a day trader like us. Is yung emotion, right? And this is your number one enemy every day. Because yung technical analysis, like how I showed you for the past, I don't know, 5 videos na, di ba? Pinagigado ko sa inyo how I execute, how I trade. Why did I do that? Because it's actually somewhat easy, right? You can learn this skill for, I don't know, for the next 2-3 weeks. Every time, balik-balikan nyo lang. Even if you're not a data analyst like me or, or a mathematician or a statistician, right? Or anything financial related na courses or backgrounds, even if you're not into those, you will still get it because trend reading is somewhat simple, right? It's just bars, right? Going up and down. Tapos, yung resistance and support lines and as you can see, like my charting dito, right? Yung technical analysis ko is very simple. I stick to that because I like it and it works for me. And if anybody tells me, differently, then I respect your point of view kasi iba-iba ng, point of view natin, right? Our understanding, diba? So going back, getting FOMO, overcoming it, is to, one, do it, follow your strategy by the letter, and two, practice it every day, right? For the next, I don't know, 365, continuously. I've been trading ever since, if I could remember accurately, 2013 or 14, right? So that's like running 5 years to 6 years. And that's all I could say. That's based on my experience. I'm not, again, like a guru or anything. Right. Yeah. Si Christian Caswar pala yun. Shout out to Christian. Thank you for suggesting that because that's a very, very good question. And, we'll be talking more about it in our next stream. Meron pang tanong. Sir, anong percentage PL post is the same regardless leverage, no? That's a very good question, Elise. a percentage profit loss is the same regardless of the leverage, no? Well, actually, no, right? Kasi, well, technically, the percentage moves based on your position trade, right? Amount, diba? So, technically, it's not the same, right? Regardless of leverage. Because once you use a specific leverage and raised it, let's say for example, tignan natin, punta tayo sa gold, my favorite instrument of all, obviously. If we trade right now, right, and we let's first put 200, di ba? Yung naka-default ko dito is times 50, di ba? So, right, and then, look at the exposure. So basically, it's 200 times 50, di ba? So I get 10,000. So, if you take the profit, di ba, dito naka 50%, right? If I put like 10%, $10 lang, right? That's 5%, di ba? But if I adjust my amount, that will become, 50 for 5%, and so on and so forth. The same thing with the leverage, right? If I adjust it, lower it down, my profit will also change, right? Somewhat. If it goes higher and that, etc., etc. I hope that makes sense. Another question. Uh, if ever I buy a trading view plan, which plan do you think is efficient wise? That's a very good question, right? Unfortunately, right now, sa pro charts, right? It's, I believe, a working um, platform, right? Still, and obviously, if you ask me right off the bat, it's nothing close to the trading view. Trading view is widely used if you noticed sa mga like websites or blogs or yung mga authoritative websites that like FX Empire or mga ganon websites or even investing.com is actually using trading view because it's very light, very fast, and it's very good. I like it so much, right? However, dito sa eToro platform, right? Maganda siya, sure. But like I said, if we compare those two, it's nothing close, right? Ang daming factors like indicators, like flexibility, features, right? Medyo hindi pa siya doon. Wala pa siya doon, right? And one of the most important thing is that we don't see volumes here, right? And that's the biggest thing that hindi ko nakita dito. And as based on my strategy, like I said, it's dependent on your strategy, right? For me, it's very important for me to see this part here, the volume, right? So, kaya I decided together with actually the admin team to help us together get a premium trading platform, right? So, if we go to the prices, so para, saan ba yun? Home. Para makita ko sa inyo, here, pricing, right? Here, so here, Lexan. So basically, a majority of us who started opening an account is this the basic one, right? So ang daming hindi included dyan, right? One of the things is, and dito yung breakdown, one of the things na turn off ako is basically the data feed, which is this one. There we go. So faster data flow. This is very important for me, right? And it should be important for you guys if you are serious of trying out being a day trader, right? Data on free plans updates once a second, while upgraded plan features faster updates trades are happening. For example, that means it updates as much as per tick, meaning one to 100 millisecond, right? Depending on your internet, of course, right? And that starts on the Pro, right? 14.95 to 29, right? So premium is basically yung account ko ngayon, right? Just to be clear. So ito yung breakdown, right? And then this is the check marks. The reason why I went for the premium, right, is basically, saan ba yun? Nandito. Charge with the... Hanapin ko lang guys, ha? Nandito yun sa data. Ay, ito. So, teka lang. Hindi ata ito naka-mention dito. But, one of the things na hindi mo magagawa sa sa dalawang level, sa Pro and Pro Plus, and available lang siya sa Pro, is ito yun. Second-based intervals. See? Nandito lang siya sa Pro Premium. And that's basically the one thing that I am very specific about. If you notice, let me go back to my chart here, right? See, my one basically I could set dito customized. And these are the parang customized na time frames, 1, 5, 15, 30 seconds. The reason why that's important to me is, like I said, this is based on my strategy, diba? So, if you ask me, and if you're serious about it, and like I said, 29 or $30 could be just actually in one trade, right? Earning for you or for anybody. I highly recommend taking the premium route, right? But of course, you could start with, pro, and then everybody could start with pro. You could upgrade anytime anyway. So that's just it. Also, one of the best thing about premiums and basically going pro with TradingView, you could practically get a direct real-time data feed, right? So for newbies, ano to? So bale, for example, right? So available markets, North America, obviously, most of the markets that we trade on is based on America, right? So real-time data basically. So let me go back. Right? Dito, like for example, if I look at our exchange that we're using sa CFD natin sa gold, right, is actually coming from TVC, right? Ito yung pangalan ng nandito sa taas, right? And ito yung pangalan ng exchange. If you click that, click symbol info, it will show up the exchange, right? The name of the exchange. And basically the baseline, the pip size, my information about it, right? And what is the symbol type and point value, and mga session hours, quick stuff, right? So, however, if we, for example, let me go to here. Tapos, tingnan natin, let me go to stock. Right? Example, tingnan natin yung Amazon, di ba? So, Amazon, of course, offline na siya ngayon. And let me look at, this is coming from exchange Cboe BZZ, right? Amazon stock 1, right? This is the exchange that we're feeding from, but it's actually listed directly in NASDAQ. So in other words, we're actually feeding not directly from the source, but from another exchange. And that could mean there's a few delay, right? A few seconds and stuff. Few seconds in my strategy is very, very important, right? Because if you could see like 3 to 5 seconds in advance that the tick is actually, or the trend is actually going up like this right now, right? Kanina, di ba, where we're talking, it was actually like going up, and that was like from 1.8 to 1.5. That's already a good gain right there, depending on your leverage, right? That was, easy 200 or $100 gain right there, right? Depending on your trade size, di ba? And then nag-buy ka dito, nag-sell, nag-buy ka ulit, nag-sell, di ba? Ayan. Ganun lang, di ba? That's why seconds is very important to me. And like I said right now, another thing is you could add real time. So dito, di ba, sa tinignan natin yung Cboe is actually feeding directly from the listed exchange Nasdaq. We could actually feed directly to it, right? By adding available markets here, and I plan to do that next month, di ba? Andito yung Nasdaq, and that's just $2 a month, guys. Right? See? Once you tap into that, basically, you could now potentially look at Amazon, but directly to the Nasdaq listing exchange. So that means real time yung data, right? That's so exciting, di ba? Ang dami dito, right? Worldwide to eh. So, naka-breakdown na by region. So, sabi may siya is Asia Pacific, obviously, right? That's FTSE. Not sure if is PSE listed here. No, it's not. Unfortunately. So, yeah, that, I highly recommend going to that route if you are serious, right? And that's, by the way, investment, di ba, Lexan? So, yeah, that's investment. That's you investing in your future. Sa trading career natin. All right, you're welcome, Elise and Laxant. Jason, do you consider level 2 data order book in your strat, either day trading or precision trading? No, I don't think so. Not yet, Jason. So, like I said, yung strategy ko is very simple. You know, meron feature dito sa eToro that you could basically set up, booking and order. But I'm not yet that good na I could pretty much plot the pricing movement. And since I am somewhat actually like a momentum trader, right? Kasi you can see, di ba, nagtitrade tayo and for example, like earlier kanina, this is, we're looking for, the reason why we're entering view, like I said earlier, di ba, sa volume. And if your strategy is partly dependent on volume and one of the requirements is yung volume, then meaning to say, you're basically a momentum trader, right? Kasi you're trading after you see that trend, right? Like for example, right now, it's going up, di ba? And ang lakas ng volume dito. And we ideally should be riding that trend, di ba? Once it confirms, right? And if you're watching my previous videos, for example, right now, this is consolidating here, right? And it's about to break out, right? So it could be breaking the resistance, right? And this could be the resistance here, right here. And or breaking the support right here. And from the looks of it, it's about to still break the support, right? At least in this 15-minute interval, right? So you can see dito, sobrang importante if you could see the second movement, is because you'd see yung trend, right? The volume trend. If I zoom in, see, it was actually just bouncing back. Now it's somewhat about to break the support, right? But I could be wrong, right? I could be wrong. Could be right. But in 1 minute, it's still about to go up, right? At least. But I think it's about to break the support line here. It could be going back to 1498, right? And when that happens, and as you can see on the next 5 minutes time frame, right? Our stock here has already crossed. Our MACD is basically oversold. Same with our 15-minute time frame. Then once the stock confirms, right? The trend confirms, our time frame continuity strategy confirms. See, ayun, nag-break sa 1498. Diba? So, it just broke, right? So that means there's a potential bounce and it's about to again break the resistance, right? This time, going back. So, ganun lang yung place natin, basically, right? So, we watch for those momentum based on volume. The reason why important yung volume sa akin, based on my strategy, is that if you set your, like right now, if you set your position for buy and you target for 1499 right here, right, to get to take profit right away, diba? It wouldn't make sense if you position yourself there, but then the volume is not enough. That means there's not enough volume for the price to go and reach that moment, right? That target. So meaning to say, kaya importante yung volume because the volume basically, those are the number of people or the number of trades that's happening right now, right? So if hindi siya masyadong malakas, di ba? If I'm making sense, hindi siya aabot sa TB target mo, right? Di ba? Simple lang. Yun lang yung reason why I want to see the volume because I want to support and make sure that I'm, on the right side based on my TA. Diba? Like right now, there's a potential right now that it would probably hit back 1498.8. Diba? So if I, let's say, set a reminder here, lagay ko ng calendar, and that will basically notify me once it hits or passed over, right? So as you can see, it's right now about to break that resistance line that I set, right? And I think I'm gonna put a position right there. By the way, you would want to take note that the time, the market or eToro market breaks, right? So basically dito, for example, if we go back here, diba? May market hours tayo dito. Nasa help, guys, help, then market hours, diba? Market hours, then we go to commodity, diba? May break, daily break, right? The market basically is open from Monday to Saturday, right? For 30, most of them, actually all of them. And but may break siya, and that's like in an hour or 55 minutes, or 10 minutes actually for gold, right? Hindi same sa lahat, but just somewhat the same, near the same, right? So until 6, after that it goes away. So that's what you should be, looking out for that if you want to make that as part of your strategy, which I highly recommend because you won't know, kasi we're like trading on a momentum, right? So you don't want to, be trading after or before, before a break, because that's just like trading, before the weekends, right? And then hoping that it would go your way on the next week, diba? That's purely gambling for me, like at least for me. Uh, yeah, I hope that answer your question, Jason. Elise, if you still have time, may we know your insights a gold spot now? Looks like it's going down. Yeah, I'm actually looking at the spot gold. By the way, for newbies, basically spot gold is right now, the current price of the gold. Kasi meron din tayong future market, right? Your future gold. So yung mga somewhat predictions, kumbaga. If you're parang nagbibet ka sa future na papunta yung price. So if I remember correctly, that was like created by a bank or an exchange way back. So yun. Ayun, so it actually tested the support dito sa 1497. So this is the thing that here. By the way, I added a position, a buy position on 1498. Yeah. 9886. And I'm not recommending, by the way, that's not an investment recommendation, but that's just me, right? This is live trading, right? Session natin for today. That's my insight right now, Elise. For the next 15 minutes, it should probably go up because from the looks of it, this is oversold. Let me confirm in the next hour, they're all oversold. And this is the time frame continuity, right? That we're looking for. Diba? Oversold, 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 right? Stock is basically going down. Well, the stock basically goes down and up, right? So, dito, right? See, they're all oversold. So, we're looking for that bounce, right? The short time frame bounce back. Ayun, mataas na siya. Here we go, guys. And konting push. And you'll see the my alarm mag-show up diretso sa screen ko when that hits. If ever it hits. From the looks of it, yung dominant yung greens, right? But yung mga bulls natin, these are the big boys basically pushing. If you guys nag-trade kayo dati sa PSE, basically ito yung mga order or lot orders na makikita nyo sa trading platform like COL or Timson or Metrobank Exchange, right? I mean, broker account. Is that ito yung mga positions nila basically, right? And like sobrang taas. Probably these are millions, right? Or even billions. Millions lang siguro. Kasi it's a daily thing. Yeah. Not entirely sure. So anyway, so as yun. So this is the challenging part here, right? So that's the reason why the volume is important. Very, very important, by the way. So as you can see, it's about to hit my TP target, right? But it's struggling. So it's testing the resistance here because hindi siya masyadong malaki yung volume. And that's why, again, sobrang important that I would like to see the volume because I would like to see how big is the volume is. And that's also why we have the MACD here as my secondary indicator, right? That's where you see consolidating volumes, right? Like here right now, this is a buy volume, di ba? See? Sobrang green, right? So bumaba siya, now it's probably going back up. But it's testing that, right? So ganito lang, di ba? Parang lang yung tawag nito, yung sa hospital, kumbaga, tawag nun, yung lifeline. Tut, 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 beep, beep. Ganun lang. Right now, we're like beeping down below. Teet, teet. And also, reminder that if, again, you're practicing this strategy, and this is 1 second, by the way, so don't panic, right? So, but it's important that, to go back to your drawing board and check how much are you willing to risk, right? Meaning to say, yung leverage mo. So hindi naman, retailer lang tayo eh. So we're trading, I just traded 2,000 USD for that position here, right? Times 50 leverage with that TP, di ba? So, yung TP, yung SL natin, basically, I'm just using the default one, right? So, however, I'm safe basically as far as below as 1,480, right? But for some, especially for our classmates that are still practicing, pag ginamit nyo, like for example, $50, tapos times 50 or times 100 nyo, there's a big chance na magit talaga yung SL nyo. That's where one of the requirements that you should think about, di ba? Budget, di ba? Financial status natin. Kasi, you'd want to, as much as possible, trade at higher levels kasi. That's why if you watch videos or talks or ang tawag nito mga training sessions or even read a book, majority of the experienced traders will not ever recommend you to trade at lower trade size or trade amounts. It's just because purely especially if you're leveraging, mataas talaga mataas yung chance na masusunog yung trade mo, right? And boom, it could happen, right? Like right now, if you traded here, buy ka dito, may potential na nasunog ka na dito, right? Nag-hit ng 1497. Especially if you did a position like, ang tawag ito? Times 100. Or if you're doing a Forex, which you could go as high as times 400, which is crazy. Then yeah, potentially sunog na. I hope you answer your question, Elise. Do you think that it will break 1496? Let me see. Before the weekends, yes. I don't think, I'm not 100% sure. Well, I can't be 100% sure. That's one thing. That it will break this again, this support line here, the 1496. But potentially before the weekends, yes, at some point. Diba, yung previous stream natin, I did predict, or at least based on our TA, speculated na it will go below 1,500 before the weekends, and it's been below that ever since. But that's, of course, before the technical analysis, the fundamentals, right? There could be a big news, right? Like Trump has been, you can see I have a dedicated tab for him just to watch for yung mga Trump indicators, right? And usually he spams tweets like every day, right? As early as like, I think as early as 9 or 10 a.m. Eastern time or p.m. in our time, diba? He spams like I don't know. And yeah, since the global market is a big tawag ito, just a big chaotic meatball of emotion. Um, ang dami nag-react on just small tweets or short tweets by Trump, right? Because basically, he's the president, he's the POTUS. So yun lang. Anyway, so I'll be monitoring that for the next 30, 40 minutes. And I am somewhat confident right now that it's about to hit that. See, that's basically this is resistance here, right? Testing, testing. And it could go back here, right? Just above 148.99. And that's me confident in my TA. And if it goes the other way in after an hour, then I'll probably just got lost. That's basically my strategy. Alrighty. Okay, I think I covered majority, actually all of my checklist here. Also, yeah, I was about to parang test out the depositing, local depositing dito, right? Saan ba yan? Deposit, right? Dito. And which is amazing. And thank you again to our eToro developers and support and BizDev Asia Pacific for bringing this feature to us. This is gonna help a lot, especially for those accounts or newbies na nag-start pa dito na walang credit card or yung mga online card ngayon, di ba? That you could use your local bank, right? I'm not gonna do this right now, but I will create a separate video just to showcase how to deposit and withdraw, right? And but I think I'm gonna do that by like next week towards the end of the month. Kasi di ba I deposit funds every month gradually dito sa long term or mid to long term account ko. Alrighty. Ayun. So I have a few minutes for last questions. If you have questions, please type it right now in Twitch. So, bigyan ko kayo ng few minutes. Ikuha lang ako ng drink. Be right back.
All right, I'm back. Okay, so ask questions. Okay. Um, Aside from our El Rapido trading strategy ngayon, would you also teach us trading strategies in cases it doesn't work sa iba nating classmate? They have another strat to look for. Yeah, absolutely. Although, like I said, right now for me, this is the only strategy that works for me. So to answer your question, Elise, and I'm sure you were listening to me earlier. I tried other strategy and it didn't work for me, and that's why ito yun lang yung sinishare ko right now. Um, Basically, I use the same strategy although hindi siya rapido strategy sa position trading and investing or long term basically, but the same concept, right? Just different time frames. Yun lang yung pagkakaiba. But if you are looking for other strategies and if this one doesn't work for you, I highly recommend to check our trading tools channel dito sa Discord. And we have books there. There's a folder there or a link there, naka-link. I'll show you on screen. Oops. Ayan. Dito, sorry, trading tools. And then for under schools, right? Dito, tatlong post to dito eh. One for free charting tools, then schools, and then bot information natin, right? So and then I just added our minute calculator there, right? The other one is our Goodreads, basically, is our public directory, right? So andyan siya. So you could open that and choose a book that you'd like to, test out and check out. And like I said, and we, in our in the admin team and all of our veteran traders has been sharing every day. This doesn't happen overnight. So tama yung tanong mo, Elise. If it's not working for you, that means something is not matching your strategy, di ba? So, you have to, of course, go to the back, drawing board and then just, tweak it. All right, ayun. And we just TP'd. See? So, hindi naman siya mahirap, right? I mean, technical analysis is not really that hard to learn it. It's a skill, and then you just take time, patience to learn it, right? So, usually, learning a skill, depending on your learning curve, could take you a week, a month, or 3 months to learn a new skill. However, mastering it or improving your mastery on it is a totally different story. Right? It could take a year, it could take 6, 12, whatever. Pareho lang yan sa school, di ba? So, why do you think we take, for us at least here in the Philippines, we take at least, I don't know, K-12, right? So, lang years since preschool to high school and then before you go to college and then another few years na naman sa college depende pa sa course mo, right? Because you take your time. Diba? Hindi siya near a rush. That's why trading is not for everybody, but it can be for you if you have, the patience and discipline to master it, to learn it, right? That's what we're doing every day. Okay. Last questions. Mga question po namin na-ask mo na po. Well, hello there, Felsander. Jay Barodi, will you give it a go if ang stock 1 minute and 5 minutes same direction but not 15 minute yet? My volume returns. No, because for me, like I said, this is my strategy, right? For me, dito lang ako naglalaro, kumbaga, right? This is my, like, anong tawag nito? I'm looking for the term. The minimum. Yeah, this is my minimum requirement, 1 to 15 minutes, right? And then after hindi siya mag-hit, but like you saw earlier, because of the volume, right? Dito yung volume, nag-hit yung TP natin, which was, I'm gonna share the result, right? So, I actually adjusted, teka lang, snippet natin. I'll share it to everybody here. So, adjusted my TP. Yan, right? So, it just closed. Nag-hit yung TP natin kanina, right? That's why may alarm kanina, di ba? So, I opened kanina, another one, and then nag-close agad, right? And that's because purely of volume, right? That's not, I'm sorry, not purely, but one of the requirements was volume. And we saw sa stock natin that it's about to go up, and MACD confirms that it's about to, break out again, at least on the 1 minute, for the resistance, breaking that resistance. Same thing happens in the 5 minutes. It's about to go up. That's a momentum right here, right? And that's a confirmation of trends, by the way, guys. So I'm not trading anymore because I'm about to hit the bed, right? Tao din tayo, natutulog pa rin. So, but this is a confirmation of trend. See, in the next 5 minutes, it's still about to go up. And if you look up here in the stock, basically that this means that here in the 1 to 15 minutes time frame, we just saw at least 30, 50%, or no, as much as 60% volume gain or action na nakita natin dito. That means the price, right, and the volume could still be there, and it still go up as far as going back here in this resistance lines 1499.80, right? That could be the potential scenario, since, like I said, meaning to say, this is every 5 minutes, right? So baka may konting confusion. This is every minute, every 5 minutes, and every 15 minutes. It doesn't mean that it will continuously happen over time, right? Kaya nga, it's important for me to look at continuity, right? Because if it doesn't hit in the 1 minute, then may potential pa rin mag-hit siya in 5 and in 15 and in the next hour. Ayun, nag-hit na naman siya. Because it went back on. Turn ko off ko yung alarm. Yeah. So, yeah. So, yun lang. Yun lang yung strategy ko, guys. And, so yeah, I hope that answered your questions, Jay Barodi. Jason, sir, pwede mo mag-share ng strat yung iba? Mag-share ng strat yung iba, just an idea, lalo naman sa nakaka-green na, calling other admins as well. Well, that's their choice, Jason. Don't ask me. I'm sharing my strategy because I want to share it. And this is a community. Wala pong may sweldo dito or, requirement. You asking me if pwede ba, you should ask them. All right? So, it depends, right? Everybody is welcome to share the strategy as long as, detailed and then, walang kapalit, right? You're not asking for payment because that's part of our rules, right? If ever somebody ask you, like yung mga PM is the key or mga ganon, please tell us right away para I can ask Banksy to use the ban hammer again. Alrighty. Thank you also, guys, for everybody who's, who watch us today. And congratulations, nag-TP kanina. That's sumakay sa trade natin, if you did. Although that was not a recommendation. Live stream trade. And post ko sa day trading. Alright, so guys, and before I end my stream, contact request lang from my end. Please follow me on my socials. So we have this one is one of our social channels. This is, you could follow me just by clicking on the follow button on the upper right. It's a stream. This is Jed Villardo from TEP, right? And you could also follow me on YouTube. Jed Villardo pa rin yung pangalan natin doon. Sa Facebook group natin, and also in my Instagram channel. And also in Twitter if you're, a fan of Twitter. And I'll be every time I'm online, my ideas, my charting, whatever, my insights, I will share all throughout those series of platforms natin, or social medias, to bring awareness, more awareness, right? And like I said, hindi tayo guru or expert or whatever, but for me this is working, and I've been earning ever since last year, right? As you can see, I've constantly share you guys our success stories, our failures, right? And learning from it every day. And thank you so much if you follow me on those social media sites. And also share, you know, this video, YouTube channel, or yung sa page, Facebook page nyo, and then let everybody know, your friends especially. Because here's the thing, guys, the reason why we're spreading it and we're sharing it, I know madaming, anong tawag nito, resisting, or parang anong tawag nito, nagdududa, kumbaga, right? Is anong kapalit, what's in it for you. For me personally, here, like, somebody's asking, meron ba kayong share every time, we copied you and then, nag-execute yung trade mo? Nope. The quick answer to that is no. However, like I said earlier sa part ng stream natin, this public account right now is a project of mine to join the popular investor. Basically, this investors, the popular ones, right? My goal, basically, before the end of the year, is to be part, at least on the trending here, because minimum requirement dito actually is last 12 months to be in the top investors featured list, mga features, kumbaga. But we just started halfway sa year, di ba? So, walang chance tayo magkita dyan. But we could be showing up here. That means trending tayo, di ba? The moment I join the investor program, right? Everybody who left or panicked, like, kasi we peaked like around 40 copiers, I think, at one moment, at one point, last 2 weeks ago, right? I should have got a screenshot on that kasi that's a milestone for me. And then, hindi siya expected pangyari, right? I just started and then sobrang pula dito, right? But then, for everybody who hold on, right, or held on their hard-earned money and investment dito sa portfolio ko, congratulations, right? Because we were able to make that as a green kasi sobrang pula, guys, dito last week, di ba? But we just turned that to green, and that will probably stay until, towards the end of the month, right? So going back, like I said, once we joined the popular investors, meaning to say, pag nag-blue tong icon dito next to my name, this is verified status, right? But pag nag-blue to, that means I'm part of the cadet stage, right? So let me just show you the popular investor para, for everybody who's gonna watch this later on, you could see this also. So this is the popular investor page, right? Get copied and get paid. Not from you, but from eToro, right? So I'm earning from that. That's one of my earnings, of course. So I trade my high risk account, and actually I earn more, way more than that from my public profile. So here's the thing. Here's the ladder, basically. So this is the ladder, right? So this is the first step. So one, right? So as early as one copier, I could actually join the cadet, right? And we are right now, how many nga? 28. Diba? And thank you again so much for your trust, guys. So 28, right? And so that means I could join potentially by next month, right? Hopefully, yeah. Here's to praying. And then, me consistently following my strategy for my low profile because it's a different, different platform, different game dito sa low profile, low risk, or as like I defined my profile here sa bio, this is a mid to long term position type of profile or account. So once we hit that, it will stay there for at least 2 months. After 2 months, we will apply on the rising star, and this is where the gaining start, right? On the cadet, wala pa tayong na-earn dyan sa eToro. And anyone could apply if you want, right? If you're confident enough, you could earn, by joining the Popular Investor Program. This is a public site. This is a public, offering for everybody. You could apply. And yes, after 2 months, so that means if we join September, October, by December, I could potentially be starting in this rising star. Hopefully, right? Hopefully. And, because we already have the required minimum cap here, right? So 10 lang. And then on sa elite, walang, basically, after that, that means I just need to work on basically our investors, right? Kasi, di ba, like Elise and everybody else who's been adding funds, kaya na-hit tayo, di ba? Kaya yung mga tumakbo or nagbitaw sa copying or mga bago pumasok sa grupo natin and then gustong mag-invest sa portfolio ko, hindi na sila makakopy because nag-hit na tayo sa limit sa non-popular investor which is 20,000 USD sa asset under management natin. That's the error, by the way, you'll get when you attempt to copy me. And, that's the main reason why hindi na kayo makakopy. So, yeah. Hopefully next month, pwede na. And then everybody could copy me back again. Alrighty, so I guess that's it for me, guys. Again, thank you so much. And I'll see you next time. The next time would be, let me go to my calendar. Again, this is in Facebook group eToro page. Tapos, our next stream would be August 28th, right? And like I said earlier, I will also add at least one day. Yeah, one day. Maybe I'll start Tuesday. Yeah, next week. One stream. I'll add that actually right now. Done. So the next stream natin would be next week, Tuesday, August 27, around this time, at hopefully earlier, right? Because yung time natin lagay natin doon is 10:15 a.m. That's Philippine Standard Time, right? So I'll try my best to be earlier or on time, right? Para medyo marami tayong mapag-usapan, and we could trade a few more, instead of just one trade. All right. So thank you so much, and gold afternoon, evening, good morning, good morning, wherever you are. Thank you so much. Happy trading, and yeah, have a great day. Thank you.